Episode 16, The Road Beyond. The dirt road stretched endlessly before them, winding through forests where the trees stood tall like silent guardians. Their branches swayed with the mountain wind, whispering secrets to one another. Shafts of sunlight broke through the canopy, scattering golden light across moss and stone. The air smelled different outside the town walls, fresh, wild, tinged with freedom and danger. Every step carried them farther from Hoshinawa, farther from the familiar weight of Ryuzen's gaze, farther from the only home they had known. Shin walked at the front, his pack slung over one shoulder. His eyes scanned the road with quiet focus. He was not nervous, but neither was he relaxed. This was no tournament ground. The wilderness carried no rules. Behind him, Taro hummed a tune, tossing a pebble into the air with each step and catching it again. His voice was carefree, but his eyes darted now and then to the shadows between the trees. Kenji lagged slightly behind, muttering loud enough for both of them to hear. He tugged at the straps of his pack, his shoulders slouched.
My back is breaking, my feet are blistering, and I swear these woods are crawling with things that want to eat us.
He adjusted his pack with a scowl.
First day on the road, and I already regret saying yes.
Taro laughed, flicking the pebble higher before pocketing it.
You didn't say yes. Master ordered you.
Kenji threw his hands into the air.
Exactly, which makes this worse. I'm too young to die in some forest ambush.
Shin smirked faintly, but his eyes never left the tree line. He kept moving forward, steady and silent. The narrow path. By the time the sun began to sink, the path had narrowed between jagged cliffs. Shadows stretched long across the trail, swallowing the last of the daylight. The air grew colder, sharper. That was when a sound split the silence, a sharp whistle that echoed against the rocks. Figures leapt down from above. Bandits, rough men in patched armor and rusted blades, scarred faces twisted into sneers. Their boots scraped against the stone as they surrounded the three boys. "Well, well," their leader chuckled, brandishing a heavy club. His teeth were broken, his eyes mean. "3 brats carrying supplies. Looks like our lucky day, boys," Kenji muttered under his breath.
I knew it. Bandits. Always bandits. What's next? A demon with horns?
The bandits laughed at the sight of them, the sound harsh and ugly. Shin stepped forward, his voice calm, controlled.
Leave now. You don't want this fight.
The leader snorted, his grin spreading. "Oh, we do. The first real fight." The first bandit lunged with a rusted blade. Shin sidestepped smoothly, his fist snapping into the man's gut. The bandit folded like paper and collapsed to the ground. Another attacker came from the side. Shin raised his forearm, deflecting the strike, then drove his knee into the man's chest with a sickening thud. The man crashed onto his back, gasping for air.
Show off!
Taro barked, rushing forward. His fists flared with heat as he swung wildly. Sparks burst, then flames ignited with a roar. The ground blackened under his strike. A bandit stumbled back, his clothes singed.
Ember cannon.
Taro yelled proudly. The bandit coughed through smoke, eyes wide. What kind of brat breathes fire? Kenji sighed, rolling his shoulders.
Unbelievable. I warn about this. And of course it happens.
He stepped forward. His movements were sharp, precise, no wasted motion. His palm cracked against a bandit's jaw, snapping his head back. Another attacker rushed from behind. Kenji ducked low, spun, and swept his legs out in one clean motion. The man hit the ground hard.
Don't get sloppy.
Kenji scolded, pinning the bandit under his knee.
Bandits or not, a blade will still cut you in half if you're careless.
Taro froze mid-swing, blinking.
Wait, you're actually good.
Kenji shoved another attacker aside, grunting.
I'm Ruzen's assistant, not a scarecrow.
The fight ended quickly. Bruised and battered, the remaining bandits scrambled into the trees, vanishing into the shadows with curses on their lips. The quiet after. The forest grew still again. Shin lowered his stance slowly, his breath steady. He stared at his hands for a long moment. The sensation lingered, the feel of bone and muscle under his strikes.
This isn't like the tournament,
He thought.
These weren't rivals. They wanted blood.
Taro clapped him on the back, grinning wide.
We survived. That was incredible. And did you see my ember cannon? Almost roasted that guy.
Kenji dusted off his sleeves, muttering.
First day, and already near death. If this is the start, what happens when we meet something stronger? Another raisin, or worse?
Taro smirked, his confidence unshaken.
Then Shin will beat them.
Shin said nothing. His gaze drifted into the darkening woods, where the last light was fading. Campfire night. They built a fire beneath the shelter of tall pines. Flames licked at the night, shadows dancing across their weary faces. Shin sat sharpening a stick into a spear, his hands steady but his mind distant. He thought of the dojo. He thought of Mika, her quiet worry. He thought of Master Ryuzin's final words. And he thought of October 1st, his 12th birthday, only days before they had set out. He remembered Mika's carved wooden dragon, Taro's rice cakes, Kenji's begrudging gift of a scroll. He remembered Ryuzin's heavy hand on his shoulder and his voice like stone.
Even dragons must crawl before they soar.
The warmth of that night lingered, giving him strength now in the cold forest. Taro stretched out on the grass, hands behind his head, staring up at the canopy.
That was awesome.
He muttered.
If every day is like this, we'll be legends before we even get back.
Kenji paced near the edge of the firelight, his voice sharp with complaint.
Legends? More like corpses. You two might enjoy this, but I like breathing. I like sleeping in a real bed. And I don't enjoy getting stabbed.
Yet, despite his words, his eyes scanned the trees constantly, sharp and watchful. He never drifted far from the firelight. Above them, the stars burned bright and endless, scattered like silver dust across the heavens. The night air was crisp, carrying the scent of pine. For the first time, the three boys truly felt how far from home they had wandered. The road beyond Hoshinawa had begun, and with it, the first steps of a journey that would change their lives forever.